Hey, good afternoon, everybody. David here at Scale Models Midwest. Welcome back to the workbench. Hope you are having a great weekend building the cool kits. Take a sip of my coffee here. This is a Sunday Cars and Coffees. A lot of the videos are out today. Go check them out. Definitely a good thing to have. Paul at Left Coast Models has this going on. So, yeah, it's a great little weekend update showing what I got going on. This weekend for me, it's kind of a Camaros Cars and Coffee. I've got 3 Camaros on my workbench, one completed, one that I did a number of years back, and one that I've started working on actually today. First one is the Revell Stranger Things Camaro that I've worked on the past couple of videos, and it is now complete. As you can see, builds up into a sharp kit. The paint was decanted and airbrushed British Racing Green TS6. It's a close approximation to the green poly that the Camaros had back in 78, 79. And I have, I think, 4 coats on this, as well as 4 coats of clear. The clear is, let's see where we have it here. I had it. Yeah, scale finishes 2K clear. So I've got that, and got it polished out. Not super duper shiny, but it still looks the part. I like this color. I mean, everybody else could have had black or silver or red. Something about the green stuck out with me. It was kind of like the Brewster green of McHugh's Trans Am that he had in that movie. Also, I just had to use up the paint that was on my shelf. So yeah, hope it turned out to be a good kit for you guys. I like it personally. The interior, normally I like white interiors. This one though, I did in a sand beige from my Tamiya sprays, and then I used Ken's fuzzy fur for the package shelf and the carpets. One really cool thing, you may be able to see it from here in the picture, is this comes with armrests, and not a lot of the kits that are out there come with armrests. You usually have to make those yourself, but this one comes with armrests. I like it. Very nice touch. Kudos to Revell. I have a couple extra kits of this sitting on the shelf. I plan on building more of them. A couple of street machine ones, what have you. The engine here is just built box stock. Paint detail, just the decals. For the front, some of the Camaros have chrome bezels, and I did mine in black because I've seen some Camaros just like that. And again, much like a lot of the Camaros of the era, before they went day 2 on them, was I painted the rims, the body color. I had the decals for the inset, but the decals that came with the kit for the tire lettering, really cool. Everything lined up almost perfectly. Just take your time, and this will build into a very sharp kit. I really had no problems building this one. Like I said, you get an opportunity to build this kit, go for it. I mean, you could definitely do worse by having that other Camaro kit that's out there with the plastic tires and the oversized T-tops. This one, I think, captures the lines and the essence of the Camaros of the 70s really well. So if you haven't bought this kit, go to your local hobby shop or go to places like Model Roundup or Hobby Nut Models. That's where I got my kits. And pick a few up and build them. You won't be disappointed. So now, going to the second kit that I've got. This was one that I built a number of years back, and I can't exactly tell you when, but it's one of my personal favorites, and when I look back at all my videos, I don't think I ever showed this one off. I have taken it to a model car contest where it did not win, but still, it's a very sharp kit. And this is the 1969 Camaro Z28. This one I particularly like. I have the white interior and the dash, everything about this. I do remember as I was building it that I really, really liked the larger Pegasus wheels. I think these are the Chewies that came with them. I got them from my local hobby shop. And again, a number of years back. There's my overspray on those. I did this back in the day when I looked at this. Way back in the day, I did not have, if you can kind of see there, disc brake detail. I did not put disc brakes on this one, either on the front. But you know what? It's got that stance, and no exhaust, just the headers. This thing is definitely one of those loud bombs. The engine, all I did was just the basic engine wiring and paint detail. And then maybe you can see the interior from the camera. I'll try and get that in there, see if I can get, you know, a little bit more. Yeah, there you go. I definitely like the Camaro. This was one of my favorites. I had wanted a Camaro for the longest time back in high school. Honestly, in 83, 84, these things were still pretty inexpensive. The closest I ever got to actually purchasing one was I saw a 1969 Camaro convertible. It was $39.95. It was over on the East University, not too far from the fairgrounds, but the thing was a hack job. It was just totally beat up. It was just a regular old Camaro Z, not a Z even. I think it was like an RS, because it was base like 307 or 350 engine in it, had an automatic, but that was the closest I ever got to buying one, but it was just such a hack job. I said no. But like Jason said in his video today, I don't think I'm ever going to be able to afford one of these. Not even the Dynacorn bodies, and then all the thousands of dollars you have to put in to buy that. So we can build it in scale. That's how I look at it, just like Jason looked at it. So, you know, I do like it. I'm trying to remember if this is a Revell kit as well. I'd like to say it is. But like I said, I built this one. I'm going to have to say this one was built about 10 years ago. The paint's held up well. This one was all rattle can shenanigans and like 3 coats of clear. Usually I have about 3 coats of clear on all my cars. And I polished this one out. And it's been sitting up on my shelf. And been pretty proud of this one. I really liked it. I took plenty of time on it. And obviously it shows. But obviously, you know, as you get better with your skills and you add brakes, then yeah, it just makes it look so much better. So I wouldn't mind building another one of these cars someday. I don't have another Camaro like this on my shelf in my stash, but who knows, maybe someday I will. So I'm going to move this off. As an update, if you ever get a resin kit that's really warped, the hot water trick definitely helps. I had a couple of warped pieces on my drift truck, and this was one of them. I showed in a previous video where this was pretty much warped like flaps. So I put it in a little tin of hot water for about 30 seconds, and it really softened it up. So then I held it down, held it in place for a bit, and then as it cooled off, it went back into a normal position. So I was able to test fit the parts. Everything is sharp with this one, so it's great. The chassis was the one that was really warped. If you remember seeing that in the video, this thing was hanging way up like that, and I put it in the water for about 30 seconds again, and actually watched it kind of start to mold itself back. So I pulled it out, laid it flat, and I've tested it since. As you can see there, it is flat. A lot better. I don't know why it had warped in the first place, because it looked right when I took it out of the box, but maybe because sitting in a box here in the dry basement, maybe it warped that way. So I'm going to be working on this one off and on over the next several months, and I'll work on it until I get bored and then want to work on something else and then come back to this. This is one of those that's going to be kind of like my first real resin kit all the way through, and a lot of parts on it. It's pretty sharp. Got the instruction sheet for it finally, just pictures on how it goes together. So I'm going to have some fun with this one, and I'll keep you updated on the progress as we go with that. Last but not least, the next kit I started was the Kyle Larson 2024 Chevy Camaro ZL1. I had my daughter pick this one out of the stash that I had because she liked the decals, liked the color. When I looked at the instruction sheet, it said that the body should be painted metallic red. And when I look at the body was, it's molded in red, which is great if you want to just build the kit like it. And this is one of the sprues. But the dashboard I'm going to paint black, spoiler I'm going to paint black. Of course, the ignition panel I'm going to kind of drill out and put some really tiny switches on that, and go from there. But that's what the color was. And while it looks nice, I decided I'd have a little fun. The paint that I bought through Scale Finishes, they had a sale on this. It is called Be My Valentine. It's a metallic red, and it looks really sharp. So, I don't know if you can see it from underneath the bottle there. But I think that's what I'm going to be painting the base coat on. Once that's done, I'll gloss it. Then I'll put the decals on and then reseal the gloss. One of the things I also did, as I've done with all my Salvinos kits, is I've taken the transmission hump and I sanded off the, I guess you'd want to call it the shifter rod that would go through here from the shifter, because I have been putting just a brass rod there in its place, just trying to add a couple little pieces of detail every time I build one of these kits and go from there. I've already got the tires and wheels over here sanded and assembled, put together. I've got some decals and paint. I'll be using that to detail the wheels out. Already started working on the chassis. I've already got bare metal foil on the firewall and just making sure everything's lined up. I've been test fitting parts. I've got some of the engine together and some of the rear assembly done, as well as the back piece here. Let me pull that up a second here. There we go. Got that. Made sure that it all fits nice and neat. Once I've got some of the sub-assemblies put together, I'll paint those and then paint detail. Of course, if you're putting together a kit like this, just take your time. There's quite a few videos out there, plus my own, showing step-by-step on putting these together and getting them painted properly. So, you know, they're definitely great kits. If you're not a member of the Salvinos Junior Builders Club, definitely join that group. And or if you don't, just go to your local hobby shop. The two that I have here in town, they have the kits available for sale. Some of them they don't have are the most recent ones, and they don't even have the indie ones yet, but someday they will. I haven't bought one of the indie ones yet, but I've been really itching to purchase one, so I don't know, maybe someday. Other than that, I've got nothing else to show you. Well, I do. The Camaro, kind of having a little fun with this one. What I did, so I can make sure that that paint goes on well, is I have sanded the body, and then of course you can see I've primered it. So I've made sure that I have primered this. I've got it with the Tamiya Primer Gray. I'm going to lightly sand it when it's all totally dry, and then I will probably put one more light coat on there. And then, as you can also see, I've drilled out the exhaust for this side. But one thing I wanted to try my hand at this time was with the hood, and I might have to clean it up just a little bit, but I also have to sand this because the knife went flying. But I went ahead and opened up the vents on the hood. I think it looked pretty sharp. I've never done it before. I thought I'd try it, and again, it's just a couple extra pieces of detail on each kit that I build, just to kind of get a little better at it, and hope you like that. But that's all I got for today. I am going to do some more work down here, and then I have to go upstairs and start marinating some chicken thighs for our grill for later on this evening. And as I'm looking outside the window here in Iowa, it's snowing, and that's kind of fun because yesterday it was about 70 and the day before it was 82. So that's Iowa weather for you, and I guess I can still grill. I've done that in blizzards, but yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get back to work on this stuff. I hope again you're building the cool kits out there. Continue to like and subscribe. I certainly do appreciate you watching my videos, and definitely leave comments in the comment fields on what you'd like to see me build, and if I've got it in my stash, I'll work on building it sometime this year, and if I don't, I'll pick one up. So with that, have a great rest of the weekend, and we will catch you in the next video.